Yeah, that's probably located mostly in Alabama, where you have either more or less toes, depending on your lineage.
Um, so I've got a surprise news item for you. I didn't actually send you this in advance like I normally do,
Mm.
um, because there's been a miracle. You know how we always ask like why doesn't God heal amputees?
Yeah.
Well, this lady had her toes regrown. She
E-
she
Excuse?
she had her toes regrown.
Huh. It's
Just
not that I don't believe you, but
well, so this comes to us from showmethetoes.com, so someone over there doesn't believe her for sure.
let's
Which
see here.
to be quite honest, the biggest surprise about this whole story is that showmethetoes.com was not already a foot fetish website.
I was about to say that sounds like a porn site without being a porn site,
Yes.
but you know,
All right, so I got some audio we need to hear.
okay.
So this is Pastor John Lindell.
Amazing things are happening. People are being healed online. And this involves a creative miracle. Chrissy Thompson was shot 3 times in 2015 by her husband.
That's such a creative miracle. I know. Okay, I know he means creative miracle in the sense that God is creating toes out of nothing. But like to say, this is a creative miracle. She got shot 3 times by her husband. Like
I mean,
it's God doing
if
his miracles in a creative way.
if she was like some type of predator, then that would be, I guess, God working in mysterious ways to end that problem. But that doesn't seem to be what we're talking
No,
about
she's
here.
a victim of domestic abuse, and that's a
Yeah.
miracle.
And was in a coma for 2 months.
Oh yeah, coma too.
Her injuries included the need to have 3 toes amputated.
I don't know how you get shot in such a way that requires 3 toes to be amputated.
If you get shot in an artery that would otherwise supply blood to them, and then they have just loss of blood causing that,
I
she also
suppose.
might have been a diabetic, and that might have been something that was already going to happen anyway. And so
And the
getting shot and
getting shot didn't
being on
exactly
blood
help.
thinners, yeah, just like there's a few ways I can finagle that in my head.
Okay.
Pastor Bill asked if anyone needed a creative miracle. Chrissy responded that she had 3 toes amputated.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, who serves on the prayer team, told her that the Lord wanted to grow her toes back tonight.
The Lord wants to grow your toes back tonight.
So Kelly
Fuck the baby cancer. But this lady needs
Yep.
her toes.
had her take off her shoe, anointed where each of the toes would be, and began to pray.
Put some baby
Wait,
oil on those
she
toes.
No, she anointed where the toes would be. So is that like the empty air where the toes would be hanging off?
I think they're meaning the stubby areas
stubs?
where the toes are no longer
Anointed
but
toe
like,
stubs?
and is that like if you go to an AMC theaters and the only thing they let you watch is Pure Flix movies? Is that anointed stubs? Anointed toe stubs?
Yeah.
The skin began to change color.
You went gangrene.
Pretty soon there was a pulse in the foot that she could feel. All of a sudden,
as opposed
said,
to all the other times where blood was never flowing through the foot,
Yeah, no.
therefore you couldn't feel the pulse.
No, can't feel the pulse then. I don't know. I'm paying attention to my feet right now. I don't know that I can feel a pulse in anything.
Are you holding your foot?
Oh yeah, I guess if I was like actually holding it with my hand, then yeah, I'd feel it with my hand.
Yeah. There you go.
Literalist rhino for the win. Is that with regards to the mountain thing? Because yeah, that is one that like the Bible says you can move mountains. Nobody does it.
So everybody who believes in the word of God can be a Dragon Ball Z character.
Well, this is the thing. These people that do these miracle healings or whatever, they clearly believe that the Bible was being literal when it said that the followers of Christ would have healing powers. There is nothing in the Bible that says that the person you are healing is the one that has to have the faith. It's the person doing the healing that has to have the faith.
But if you tell the person who is getting the healing that they have to have the faith, then you can put the onus on them when your magic trick doesn't work.
Yeah, just forget all like, why aren't these people working in hospitals? Why don't they go and heal people that are actually like, you can live a perfectly normal life while missing 3 toes. Sure, it'll make some things a bit more awkward for you, but like, there are way more important
fetish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there probably is a fetish for people that are missing toes. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, that's probably located mostly in Alabama, where you have either more or less toes depending on your lineage.
Are the number of toes proportional or inversely proportional to the number of teeth?
So, no, because the number of teeth is actually proportional to the Waffle House you work at.
Yeah, so now I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So, like, why are these people always doing these performative things that can't be verified? Or, like, if it's something that happens instantaneously, it's not visible. Like, if you read the account, apparently it took several hours to regrow these toes, and nobody thought to pull out their HD camera that everybody has in their back pocket and record some of these toes regrowing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody took pictures of it at all, ever?
Well, why would you take pictures of it? Have faith, Rhino. It happened, obviously.
Yeah, but anytime they think they have a shred of scientific evidence for a miracle, they're all over that shit. So why would they not?
Problem.
Where'd you go?
Well, I was just saying not my problem, so I left.
Oh. Okay.
You're supposed to believe the miracle, and then I can walk away having taken your money. Why are you making this so difficult for me?
I don't know. Well, you cut out a little bit there when you said not my problem, so I didn't quite hear that.
Oh, okay.
So your joke wasn't quite as funny as it could have been. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they saw the toes begin to grow.
Woo! The toes begin to grow. Okay, now do that on a stage in front of people, where you like heal an amputee's arm, where we can all see it.
No, the magic trick doesn't work then.
Okay, we don't need this clapping. Let's speed that up. 2 times.
Thank you, Lord. Hey, there's more.
There's more? The more toes? Because, like, I doubt that.
The longer you wait, the more toes she gets. She ends up with 10 toes on 1 foot. So I watched one of your old videos that I wasn't involved in the other day, and apparently your user base can make you say ooh woo?
Yes.
I thought you hated ooh woo. Why would you say it voluntarily?
It's not voluntarily. They have to drop a lot of channel points to make that happen.
Olivia Williams says the hospital should have the x-rays show them. Yeah, no, this didn't happen at a hospital. Like, I'd be semi-happy with just the record that she ever actually had her toes amputated, followed by, like, her actually showing us her foot. Like, I still would be very skeptical, but at least that would be something. But, like, that's what this whole website is about. This is called showmethetoes.com. Basically, if you have any evidence that this actually happened, like you would if it did actually happen, you can email them at proof@showmethetoes.com. And, yeah. Get that. Stopping the record miracle in progress would be admitting that they... Oh. Stooping to record the miracle in progress. One too few O's there threw me off. Would be admitting that they lack belief in what they are seeing. The toes might ungrow themselves. Yeah, no, I'm sure that's the excuse. But, like, anytime anyone says that they have a recording of it, suddenly they're jumping all over that shit. But,
yep.
Yeah, no, every time there is a recording, it ends up being something that amounts to, like, either a magic trick, or do you remember that guy that came back to life? That, like, it was so badly done that, like, you could see him moving and breathing and everything before the pastor brought him back from the dead?
I don't remember that one. I don't.
That one was fun. I enjoyed that one.
That's... Jesus Christ. I know that there's been especially when you deal with like a lot of cults of personality, there's a lot of the like modern day Lazarus types.
So that one actually, there was a lawsuit involved in that one. That's why it made the news, because they had used, like they had used the funeral services of a particular company or whatever, and when that company found out that they were using them for that publicity stunt or whatever, they sued them.
Oh.
I forget. I don't remember the outcome of that, but yeah, no, it was very obviously faked because the guy could not hold still, could not like stop breathing visibly.
He couldn't fake it properly.
Yeah, no.
Just like, if this man truly be a corpse, plug up his nose. If this man truly be a corpse, plug up his mouth. If this man truly be a corpse, then in 15 minutes he will rise up. Sir? Sir, are you okay? So, oh God, we've killed a man.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine that happening if you had, proper controls in place. Like you would in other settings that don't require faith.
So Adam Broughton said people shouldn't be shocked Christians get into this nuttery within their own book when their own book portrays Jesus himself as a faith healer. Yeah, no, absolutely. The fuck? There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to resize. My chat overlay thing has still not quite recovered from when my computer went down. Which, fun fact, my computer, when I got like my little virus thing or whatever, and I shut it down in the middle of the virus doing its thing, and then just to be safe, I wiped everything on the computer and started over. That was a good call on my part, because that was the exact same attack that took down the Linus Tech Tips channel earlier this week. And like he described what happened, and like it was a fake sponsorship offer. Somebody opened what appeared to be a PDF file.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. And then, did you catch the details on how they get past the two-factor authentication?
I did not catch the details on that because after having this happen to me years ago,
yeah,
I don't like to watch trauma again.
So apparently, what they do is it's called browser session hijacking. So they take your cookie, your logged-in cookie from your browser, and then they use that to fake as though they are still logged in from you. And for whatever reason, Google and YouTube don't always prompt for you to re-enter the password when you do big things like, oh, I don't know, change the channel name or delete all the videos on the channel or stuff like that.
Huh.
It's like that, and like a really simple solution when something important is done on the channel, prompt for the password, even if they're already logged in.
But it's willing to prompt me to re-put in my password and re-put in my two-factor authentication anytime that I do something like, I don't know, change channel manager or something like that. That's considered important enough, but everything else,
Yeah, no. It's kind of nuts. And it makes me very happy that I noticed what was happening in the process and shut it down before they got a hold of my cookies. So I kept my own cookies. Thank you very much.
Who stole the cookies?
I
from
did
the
not
cookie
toss
jar?
my cookies.
Kelly, bone began to form where there was none before. As the ladies prayed for Chrissy, oh, you want to stay standing because I'm going to use me back up there. As the ladies prayed for Chrissy over the next 30 minutes.
Why would you want to stay standing? Like, what about this is standing ovation worthy?
Yeah, I don't. It's performance. It's just performance.
Yeah, but like, even if like taking him at his word and even granting God healed this lady's toes, like to me, that is such a minor thing. Like, oh, this lady had a minor inconvenience that God made easier for her in her life. Okay, great. When's he going to do something actually important? Like giving someone their toes back is very, very insignificant on the grand scheme of things.
You know how many times we hear the phrase about abortion, like, hey, what if that was the kid who was going to grow up to cure cancer or some shit?
Yeah.
Two things. One, why isn't God just doing that right now? And two, why does God let the kid who might cure cancer die of cancer?
Well, because God knows that the kid who dies of cancer wasn't going to be the one to cure cancer.
Yes.
So because God has perfect knowledge.
Every one of those children was actually going to grow up to be Hitler too.
Yes.
Ignoring when Hitler 1 was born and God missed the mark on that. Don't worry. Hitler didn't miss the mark on that. But it was a point blank shot, so it was hard to miss.
Yeah.
All 3 toes grew, and by that point were longer than her pinky toe. Within an hour, nails began to grow on all the toes.
I'm sure they did.
This morning,
Okay, why does it take God time to do this? Like, they're already lying about this. They could just say the toes instantly appeared, and the reason we don't have video of it happening is because it happened so quickly. Nobody had time to pull out their camera. But like, she slowly regrew her toes over the course of several hours. There's plenty of time to just pull out your camera and you're like, video, let's record this. Oh, hi Suris and Rhino, I have a cursed fan art idea, but I don't know how to get it to Rhino, but I know exactly where to send it to Suris. Also, do they regrow amputated limbs? Aren't they gone? So if you know where to send it to Suris, if you send it to Suris, he'll send it to me. But also, if you email fan art to me at rhino@vicedrhino.com, I will probably see it. I am notoriously bad at checking email. I actually, my sponsor spot that's coming on this Friday, I did the ad and I uploaded it and they approved the ad and said it's all good to go and everything. And then after all of that, I realized that I had never actually signed a contract with them. So I went back in my email looking through things like, oh, they sent me the contract that I was supposed to sign like 2 weeks ago. So like, I can't promise that I'll see it if you email it to me because I don't see contracts that involve getting me money.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a better chance of seeing it at rhino@vicedrhino.com than I do elsewhere. Also, I don't know, after the story I just told, like, I'm extra scrutiny is going to go into what files I open from my email. So, yeah, if it's a screensaver file, that's a no. If it's
Most
just
things on Google Drive I just don't open anymore.
well, I mean, something like if it's just an image file and it's only a few kilobytes and everything seems to make sense and I have no reason to be suspicious, then yeah, that's probably fine. But yeah, no, if it like the thing that caused me to shut down my computer in the middle of that screensaver file doing its thing is that like I was wondering why it was taking so long to open. Then I took a closer look at it and was like, why is this PDF file 600 megabytes? Like, oh, that's a screensaver file. Shut down right now.
It's the entire Library of Congress in a single PDF file. God, I've covered too many creeps on my channel. Every time I hear PDF file, my brain immediately goes to...
So, I actually really enjoy the channel Cinema Therapy, but whenever I see their thumbnails, I don't see therapist reacts. I see the rapist reacts. And I'm just like, no, why? And
you can't unsee it after
my partner is in school learning how to be a therapist, and I informed her of that. And now she's like, every time she's writing a paper, she's like going out of her way to avoid saying therapist, because when she writes it down now, she sees the rapist.
Yeah.
And that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Nothing you can do about it except suffer.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. There's only a few seconds left on this thing.
She went to Kelly's husband, the medical doctor. She went and was examined. She has 3 toes.
Okay. Why does it matter that... Okay, the lady who prayed for Toeless Lady is the one whose husband is a doctor, but like, why do we need a medical doctor to verify that she has toes? Like, could she not just show it? Like, that's not an MD requirement. Like, do you have all 5 toes? Yes or no?
Also, he said she has 3 toes. I know that's a misspeak, but just imagine if like the excitement was God grew one of the 3 missing toes, and you're very happy to have one of your toes back, but you're like, God, you got a cruel sense of humor. Give me my other toes back.
I give you 3, I take away 2. There's a website. Apparently, there's a website for pens called Pen is Land. So it's Penis Land.
Pen Island, my favorite.
Oh, Pen Island. Yes. See, I couldn't even read. Like, I was like, why? Like, Pen is Land. That doesn't make sense either. What is going on here? And it's like, nope, Pen Island. That makes sense.
Yeah.